Okay, welcome back. I managed to get the video in a little bit earlier today, at least the recording. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. Let's just jump in and have a look. So I was able to figure it out eventually, and like the timing and stuff, I haven't really gone in and made all the animations look good or sort out the timing, but as you know, the sword does work just fine. And while it's nighttime, it's easier to show off the bow because we can hit the wall. It's just very hard to see that it's getting hit because of that effect, but there you can kind of see at that time. But as you can see, if I just click and then let go, nothing's getting fired because we're putting it in and then we're deciding, no, actually, I'm not going to fire. But if you click and hold, it'll say bow is ready after a little while. And I need to adjust the timing because it's going to be related to the animation of the sprite and stuff like that. But when it is ready and we let it go, it fires. So the bow's working just how we wanted it to. And the mace. I have no idea what the mace is doing. That was strange, wasn't it? That was the first time I saw that. Um, but usually the mace is just fine. Usually it behaves itself, like now. It's all just normal. So let's see if we can recreate that. So we're going to fire the bow. Okay. So I think it's when that hasn't returned all the way to its... Because with this one, the moment we finish firing, we can fire again. And we can just keep interrupting it. And there's a little space just after it releases where it has to get into its finished moment. And I think this is right, that's why I'm hesitant. I'm a little nervous. Let's see. Yes, very strange, isn't it? And it is actually firing. So probably something to do with the relationship with the mouse release telling things to fire, because that's how the bow works. The bow works by seeing if the mouse has been released. So it's interesting though, because the moment we click, it'll be just fine. So hey, why not? Let's have a little look together. You can have a look at my not so pretty code, but it's alright. I have a feeling it's all happening in here. So we have the input fire weapon, which is basically click the left mouse button, and when we press it, we do a bunch of things, and when we release it, we do a bunch of things. So I feel like it might be, it's this bit right here. So what I need to do is get this, because this basically says, is the current weapon the bow? And I'm going to add a branch right here. I'm just thinking where to put the branch. Probably right here. Because we do not want to try and activate abilities by tag. Interesting though, it was saying the bow container, so I had no idea why it was firing the other ability. But let's see if that was it. I hope that was it. That would be lovely. Nice and easy. But that's bugging me. I was so excited to just have a nice quick short video where everything works according to plan, but when does anything ever go according to plan? That's the fun of it, isn't it? Is fixing the problems and getting everything to work the way we want it to. So these two by themselves work just fine. It's only when we introduce the one that's different. So we're going to go click and then return. No, so that was not it. Bow is ready, return true, and then it's just constantly hitting. I feel like, yeah, is it perhaps not in the moment of release? We'll leave that anyway because we only want to try and activate abilities by tag in the case where the current selected weapon is 3, which is the bow. But up here we have our... So we do the weapon bobbing first, because I did notice with the bow sometimes the weapon bobbing would stop working. So in the case where the mouse is being held down, which is mouse is being held down because we pressed the mouse button. Oh, maybe I forget to set it off. So it's only getting set off in the case where is bow shot ready is false. And I think, no, I'm not sure. But let's just do that. Let's try that quickly. So is mouse held down? We want to put that at the end of our release. So whenever we release the mouse and we run through all of our logic, we should end up with is mouse held being pressed down is false. Because we only had it happening in the case where the bow shot ready is false, which is when we give it enough time. And as you see, the problem was switching between them very quickly, so it didn't have enough time for that to get set properly. And so is mouse held was probably still on. I think that was it. I don't know. But this is a little bit what it's like. You know, you get to see a little bit behind the scenes. A lot of it is just me guessing. I did use ChatGPT actually, because it was very hard to get through the tutorial to find a very specific part. And I can't even figure out anywhere in the method that he implemented, like for the sword. I couldn't see anywhere where we give the player the ability. And I was saying to ChatGPT, you know, the swords are working, but the mace I just can't for the life of me figure out why it's not working. And then it just told me, yeah, they explicitly need to be given to the player. And so I gave the player both abilities, even though I never gave the player the sword ability. So that was rather peculiar. But here's the moment of truth. Hey, hey! So we hold it down, fire it, and instantly get to our mace. And it's not misbehaving. So that's what we like to see. Everything's a little bit more stable now. But yeah, ChatGPT just helped me with the first step of getting the other two weapons to basically work. I didn't use it for getting this bow to fire the way that I wanted it to. I did use it because I was like, where's the timer? Where's the timer? And it was like, oh, you want a timer? And it gave me all this info. And I was like, no, that's not it. And then I remembered, oh, it's timeline. Because I was looking, create timer, add timer, because it's the timer for registering that the bow is now ready to be fired. Which, based on this animation speed, should probably be a bit sooner. But, you know, it's one of those things that we might change, because I was thinking, like, with the different things that we collect that improve our attributes. So the things inside the caves that will permanently increase the health and the mana. I thought it'd be nice if there was a bit more than just health and mana, because we are going to have some kind of a stat system. And so it would be cool if all weapons could have their speed improved a little bit. And yeah, just anything else I can think of, like the speed of the player, like the running speed. I'm not really sure what else. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for today. I don't want to ramble too much, but as you can see, our three weapons are basically all working. They just need to be tweaked and adjusted a little bit so that the speed of them is a bit more appropriate for the weapon type and like the range and stuff. And also, this was a thought. So this one is also doing the same thing as the other two. It's instantly firing to there. And I think that's kind of cool because bows, they do fire pretty quickly. But I know a lot of games would use a projectile for the bow. And then people can dodge the projectile because it's a thing flying through the air. Whereas this is not really a thing flying through the air. You know, either you're hit by it or you're not hit by it. There's no question of dodging it whilst being in range of it. But with this, you could be in range of it and then still miss it because it took time to get to you. So it might be a very fast projectile, but I'm just not sure if it's worth the extra effort because it's already, right now it's just an instantly fast projectile. And I'm thinking about the enemies, you know, should the enemy that's shooting the bow use a projectile or should they do the raycast? Because I know a lot of traditional video games, like of that style, that used raycasting, I know people never liked it because it made it very hard to block because you would just instantly get shot. And it made more sense because they were using guns most of the time, and bullets do travel much faster. Um, but I don't know. In my mind, it's part of the challenge. It's not going to be a very challenging game anyway. So anything I can do to kind of give the player a little bit more challenge would be appropriate, I think. Um, so yeah, I thought the enemy bow might work like the raycast, which is what we're doing with this bow. So I might keep this bow this way. And then all the projectiles will be the spells, because the spells will be much more powerful. And enemies that use spells would be projectiles. I'm thinking of the imp from Doom. You know, he has a little projectile that's quite easy to dodge, but also it's very punishing if you don't dodge it. Whereas the guys that are shooting bullets at you, you know, it's not that punishing when you get hit by it because it is so hard to avoid. But it's more just about, you know, you got to deal with them because they are killing you, and they're taking your health down, but not like a huge amount because, you know, the moment you're in range of them, they're doing it. But with mine, it'll be alright because they're not just firing lots of bullets. They're going to fire one shot, and then they're going to have to wait to draw and then fire another shot. Kind of like the same as us, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I want to make. Let's just do it for fun before we wrap up and say goodbye. Let's just very quickly go to here. In fact, we can just go here. And let's try 0.5. Because originally I had it set for 5 seconds. And then I set it to 2 seconds. And then I saw, oh, okay, finally the bow is ready thing is showing up. Because the 5 seconds is a very long time with the timer for some reason. It's definitely not 5 frames. It's quite a long time. Yeah, see, that felt a little bit better. Like, pretty much most of the time that it's getting finished, we can shoot it now. But that's just me adjusting it to the speed of the animation, which is obviously not refined, because as we go along and improve things, we will make changes. So things will need to be tweaked, and as I was saying with the pickups will also tweak these numbers. And the other thing I need to do as well is the bow is the only one. The bow is similar to the mana, sorry, to the spells, in the sense that the spells cost mana, you know, they cost points to use. And if you don't have enough points, you can't use them. And the bow is going to work in the same way, but it'll be with arrows. So we're going to have to find and pick up arrows. Yeah, I think that's about it. See you later.